Hello and welcome to the Western Wilds. This is a new series and we're just here at the, I suppose you would call it the Park Ranger's hut to collect the information for the piece of land that we've bought. I do believe let's have a quick look. I do believe it is Field 6, I think it is. Indeed. So that's the piece of land that's been allocated to us. This map is the Western Wilds. It's been divided up into a whole lot of very sizable pieces of land, I would think, to start off with. And one was able to make application for spots as such, and pieces of land were randomly allocated to different people. I think there's a few other people that have got pieces of land, but there's plenty available to buy in the future. And for us, our task is to develop this field here, 25 and 26, and to make that into a thriving town. The town will need to have obviously houses, some infrastructure. It will also need to have some industry. It will need to have at least 3 different types of industry operating in this area, which is an abandoned old farm. So we'll have to clear that out. But first of all, we'll have to buy the pieces of land. So let's get started on that. So we've just arrived and we've brought all the equipment that we have, and I'll take you down and just show you what we've got. So we're here down, we've just got off the train. So we have a Unimog, 241 horsepower. We have a plough. We have a spray which can be used for fertilizer and herbicide. We have a windrower. For a minute I forgot what it was called. I kept on wanting to say tedder, but no, it's a windrower. We have a windrower, we have a mower, and we have a baler that can do silage as well. So basically everything that we own, we've got 25,000 in the bank, and that's pretty much. And of course we've got this this trailer which can convert into a lot of different things. I had a bit of slippage on the windrower, but it's strapped in pretty well, so I think we should be okay. Well, in any case, let's head on up there and go and start our little adventure and build a little camp. This Unimog is the only vehicle that we've got, so we don't have any tractors or anything of the like. We just passed a telehandler there, and that belongs to the station for loading trains. Just got to be a little bit careful going across these bridges because we are quite long. Yeah, we should be okay. Just turn wide out here. Look at these Unimog. It's rides pretty high. So the Unimog, of course, is extremely versatile. We're about to do a lot of tractor tasks with it. There's some that we won't be able to do, some like the we won't be able to put any front end loaders on, so that's probably something that we have to look to get. We don't have a tedder, so at this point in time we can only really make silage. That's probably what we're going to start doing. We wanted originally to get we did ask for a grassland piece of land, because there's also obviously a lot of forestry around, but the equipment that we already own from our last endeavour did not really lend itself to forestry work. So this is, that wasn't very clever. Okay, we've got that plough on the front. I was just talking too much. I was just about to tell you that this, as we're going past on the right, is field 25, part of field 25, and this is part of the farm that we have to clear. Right, now our piece of land is up near, going up to the shop and the main area of the farm, so we won't be too far away from the shop when we can afford to buy anything, of course. I think there are a few trees, but I don't think they are very well, I don't think they're suitable for forestry operations, according to the land agent when I spoke to them. But as mentioned, we're not really equipped for that. I'm not sure. We'll have to just get out here quickly and have a look. See if we can get through here. Maybe we have to drive around. Don't know if there's any other. Yeah, so this is all part of our land here. But I think we'll have to just drive around. I don't want to take this big trailer through the trees, so we'll just drive through here and have a quick. Well, this is the sawmill that we're going through now. Keep forgetting I've got this plough on the front. The country store, farmers market should I say. And this is the shop, workshop just down the bottom there. And I'll just squeeze around here. Now I've got to just find our way through that little bit of forest area. Not really forest, it's just some trees as such. I think we can skirt the bottom here. I don't think this land is owned by anybody yet. I'm thinking we'll have to create a bit of a pathway through there to get to the road. In the event, this is pretty much field 6. Let's just make sure we're in the right area. Yeah, we're right in the heart of 6. So we do have that little road over there that we can connect into, so we'll need to make ourselves a bit of access to there. And we'll need to find a place to set up home. I think we can set up home just at the top here. We've just got a tent at the moment, so we'll get that done now. And then we'll start unloading. There's our tent. Did I miss it? I must have. There it is there. Just pop that there. Hopefully we'll be able to use the amenities of the sawmill. We'll go and chat to them about that, and let's get unloaded and we can start. Well, there's plenty of grass, yeah, so we need to first of all establish our boundaries. So we'll put the mower on and see where we stop so we can work out where our boundaries are, and then we'll start by mowing all the grass, we'll make silage out of it and then get that sold, get some money in, and once we've got that done, we'll see where we are from there. Right, take the plough off there. Bail off. Try and park these out of the way so we can get a good idea of where our workable land is. We'll come back and collect that in a minute. We only got here just in time. Everything seems to have, on that slightly rough track, been not up properly. Very steep ramp up onto this trailer. Let's hope this goes a bit better. That's a bit better. So he's probably going to have to take that mower through to the workshop and get it fixed up after we dragged it off unceremoniously off the back of this trailer. Okay, this Unimog's got a bit of power. Swing around and we should be able to pick this up off the front. Well, there you go. Not sure we're going to need this straight away. But it's a good piece of kit. We've got it. We're going to need it when we start making fields and start planting some crops. Right. Right. Get this put away. This is probably not going to need it for a couple of episodes. Park it out the way here. Not too bad. Now finally, let's get the trailer parked away. Quick look to see how the best place would be to. So there's a bit of a natural gap through here. So that looks like where we go. We may not even have to cut any trees down. We just need to trim them down, but we've got to buy a chainsaw first. We don't have one of those yet. But first things first, let's get that mower on. Let's take it to the workshop and get checked out after the debacle. Trying to get it off the back of the low loader. There we go. So we can try our little route. So I think it's not between those trees there, I think it's between these here. Yeah, that's where we need to go through. That brings us up onto this road, which is actually on our property. So we should get a bit of a toll for that, I suppose, from the sawmill. Not a problem. Well, let's just go and see the workshop and see how much they're going to charge us to get that fixed up. Maybe it got away. I mean, it's fairly sturdy, but I'd rather get it checked up before we start cutting grass. Let's just jump out quickly. Let's go and have a chat to the fellows. Oh, 200 and... It's just pretty much just a paint job. We'll get that done. It doesn't really need to have it done, but we'll get it done. Right, so now we can go and start finding out how big our piece of land is. Yeah, so luckily no real damage, just a bit of superficial damage to the paintwork really. But I felt we needed to get it repaired. As punishment, if nothing else. Okay, so let's start. Let's start here, and then we can find out how far we go up towards the road. Look, if we unfold that. Lower it. Start it, and that's it would appear that we can go pretty much up to the fence by the looks of things. Let's get tight to the fence. I do like the Unimog. Brings back lots of memories for me. They're pretty good multi-purpose vehicles. Yep, so we got pretty much right onto the fence. I think we'll leave space for a road around the outside. We'll have to plough it up because we'll need to move all the bushes. Right, so there we go. We've now reach the end, or the one border of our piece of land. So yeah, quite narrow, but bearing in mind that a lot of that top part is taken up with the sawmill, or part of the sawmill. Right, so if we line ourselves up with this, then we might need to just put the get ourselves lined up on the 180 axis. Just going to use the little map thing at the there we go. So we just need to keep going on the 180 and we should be this will be our one border basically. Just go until we are told we're no longer on our land by the map. Yeah, so these fields are long and narrow, which is quite fine. There we go, we don't have access to that land. So if we swing around, we can then get our bottom boundary. Need to get that onto the 270 degrees down on the bottom left hand side. I suppose I could just get the GPS mod, but I don't have it installed at the moment. I don't think it's really needed on this. I really need it now while I'm just sorting out our boundary. Yeah. Yeah, so this is the bottom of the property. It's pretty big. Get a couple of fields, we'll get going with this, we'll develop this area and then we'll move on. Probably have to get another piece of land. Maybe we'll try and get one sort of heading down to field 25 or 26 so that we can put some roads in directly to that. Just in the distance there you could see. Right, so basically we've got to go straight up here around those trees, hug those trees basically. Yes, I'm not quite sure how I'll divide up the fields here. We'll have a look at that once we've mowed. While we're mowing, so I think I'll just mow this all in one big mow, so that we can then work out what we're going to do while we're doing the mowing and the windrowing, and I think we'll make silage. We'll just sell it on straight away. Yeah, so we'll have to think about the forest area there. I don't particularly want to take it down. I think we can do the job without destroying the trees that are about. Yeah, so it's pretty much our piece of land. Let's get going with the mowing. Yeah, I don't know whether I'll have any major plans on how to mow this. We're just going to mow it, get it done. Square it off first and that'll make it easier. Yeah, I didn't give much thought to that, did I? So we're going to have a bit of a couple of trees in the middle of this. Maybe that will define where the fields will go. I think initially I'm going to try and build around the fields, at least around the trees, to start with. I don't want to have just one huge field. I want to be able to have a little bit of diversification on the farm as well. So it's not just one crop or Pretty sure we'll have some sort of animal farming, not quite sure yet what. But I think first of all we need to create some fields. It might be worthwhile just doing arable farming until we've got ourselves sorted out and we've managed to buy the piece of land to start the town on, so that we know what industries we're going to put on, or build, should I say. And once we have that, we will be able to. Once we have that done, we will be able to determine what we need to support those areas. So this sort of fairly sparse land, I think what we'll have to do is once we've cut the grasses, we'll have to do a soil analysis. Hopefully we'll have enough money to do that, and then we'll be able to see what we can whether the soil lends itself to arable farming. If it does, then I think that's probably the way to go. If it doesn't, then we can look at doing cattle or sheep, just depending on maybe cattle and sheep, and try and raise the funds that way. Of course, that'll also mean that we can. It'll take the limited choices on what industries we should put in if we do go that way. So this Unimog seems to be handling this mower quite easily. I suppose it's actually more of a topper really, but it seems to be doing a nice job. Doesn't look like a fantastic hill of grass, but the area is big, so I think we'll get quite a few bales of silage out of this. Should give us a nice bit of starting capital, or boost to the starting capital, should I say. Part of which we've already squandered, of course. This is a vast area, this Western Wilds. It just feels very, very big. There's of course plenty of potential. Well, it's pretty flat, so really pretty easy to work. But then I suppose these prairie sort of wild areas in the States were pretty flat. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the rest of this on a time lapse, and then we'll get back to you once it's done. So we'll see you soon. Right, so we're back again. I'm sure you noticed there in that time lapse I was having a bit of fun playing around on the field. It's a big old field. You tend to get a bit bored while you're just going up and down, so yeah. Just had a bit of fun for amusement, if that makes any sense at all. I don't think it does. There has been some rumour that there are bits of gold lying around this area. Of course, this area was predominantly for gold prospecting, and as the gold pretty much dried up, so people left and it became pretty much abandoned. There were obviously farms, the one that we want to take over, we want to develop into a town. It's a case in point that were eventually abandoned as the gold dried up. But apparently, rumour has it that there's some gold nuggets lying around this area. And whilst I don't think we will go and actively search them out, if we do come across them, of course we'll collect them. Try and profit from it, really. Right, I'm going to go and get the windrower on. But I think you've got the gist of the size of the field, of the work that is going to be required to, well, I don't suppose you get the gist of the work that is required yet, because we don't really know at this point in time how much it's going to cost to buy the piece of land. I think they're 80-odd thousand, so we need to get sort of 160,000 together just to buy the land, and then we have to I didn't park their trailer in the very clever spot. With regard to getting hold of the windrower. Oh dear. Pretty much par for the course for me as well. If I can park something in the way, I will. Let's get rid of it. Let's get it out of here. Yeah, so as I was saying, we need to work out exactly what we're going to require, how we're going to go about it. First thing we have to do is get this grass all collected and sold, get a bit more money in. We're in August, so we need to get some sort of crop planted, field made crop planted, so that come next harvest season we've got something to work with, something to harvest, and yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get going. Alright, just going to do a headland, and then I think I will end off this episode. This is pretty much this series is pretty much going to be just doing the work. I don't think there will be any major revelations or such. We'll try and get everything done, and the object is really going to be to see how quickly we can get this done. Can we do it in less than 100 hours? Have a fully operational town operating on fields 25 and 26 with houses, amenities, shops, maybe even a hotel. I think we should shoot for a hotel, have a hotel there as well, and shall we say at least 3 different types of productions that are at least over 50% supplied by our own product. Going to shoot for higher, but we'll start at 50% and then we'll see where we end up. We'll try and get 100% for most of them, but if we decide to go for something that requires, say, sugar for argument's sake, we should be able to do that as well. No, I think we should say, yeah, let's do that. Must be 100%, whatever we choose, must be 100% self-sustainable by, in other words, we must supply all the inputs. I think that's the way it should be. We have a maximum of 100 hours to achieve that. Play hours. We're playing at 5 times speed, and that will be the determination of whether this series succeeds or not. So all these little mistakes that I make, all the faux pas that I have that take up time to correct, those are all going to put the extra pressure on. Just going to finish off this headland. I think I'll do 2 headlands, and then once this headland is finished, I'll end this episode. I'll do the rest off camera just so that you don't get too bored with this big job. I don't intend to do a lot of stuff off camera, just as initial sorting out of the land, because it's such a big job. That's why I don't want to make just one big field. I want to make smaller fields so that we can show basically everything that we're doing. So we're just coming up to the end of the first headland. And that's pretty much where I'm going to end today's. Let's just put that up. I'll go up and down, and then I'll do another headland just to clear up the... In any case, thank you so much for watching this first episode. I'm trying to use slightly different equipment, something out of the norm, and that's why I've started with the Unimog. See how far we can go before we need to buy something more conventional. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Cheerio.